So I'm Jen Rubio. I'm here with you today from London to talk about technology transformation. So how does the tech we have today fit into our businesses and also allow us to make lasting, impactful changes to drive our businesses forward? I am the head of innovation at AllSaints. AllSaints is a global fashion retailer with about 110 stores worldwide in 10 different countries, and we also have a completely responsive, device-agnostic e-commerce presence that makes up a significant part of our business. So as Director of Innovation, what my team does is we look at all the new and emerging technologies, startups, best practices, new processes, and think about how we can marry that to our business at AllSaints. Simply, we kind of just take all the stuff we're not doing and figure out what we should do and how to get there. There's a lot of retail innovation involved in that day to day we think about what technology we can use and implement to enhance the customer experience, but it goes very far beyond that. AllSaints isn't just a retailer, it's a global brand. AllSaints was founded 20 years ago. It'll be 20 years this November. And in those 20 years, we've moved from focusing on our product and our stores into focusing into what we are as a lifestyle and as a brand. So as you can see here, all the words are gone from the slide, but we do a lot of things in-house. So we have AllSaints Studios, which is our music and film division that creates original content regularly. We have an in-house product design team of more than 30 people that put out great collections season after season. Our store design and construction team builds all of our stores from scratch, and they build all of the furnitures, fixtures, and finishes that you see in the stores. We've also heavily invested in tech and development talent so that we can build everything in-house, and we even run on our own proprietary platform. So our e-commerce system, our retail management system is all custom to us, and that was built in-house. And that's the best part. As a completely vertical retailer, we're committed to doing most of it ourselves. We'd rather invest in talent and invest in time to solve our own problems and pay for consultants or agencies to think for us or even make for us. And that extends to our customers too. So you can only get AllSaints in an AllSaints store or on allsaints.com. We don't wholesale. So we really are vertical in every way. Because of that, it's a really exciting time in our business right now where we're committed to transitioning from kind of a fashion-first thinking model. And I don't know how many of you guys here work in fashion, but the fashion world is very, they're not very open, and it's a very slow industry in terms of adopting new technology. Even kind of the big players in tech out there are really hesitant to work with smaller startups or smaller companies. And that's something that we're committed to changing. So we're moving from being a fashion-first thinking company to a digital-first company. And what that really means is embedding digital throughout everything that we do. So not just in the tech team or the digital team, but working with merchandising and product design and store design to embed everything, to embed digital into everything. So I push innovation throughout AllSaints through an internal agency model. And what that means is I purposely keep my team very, very small, and I think always less than a handful. And we do that for a lot of reasons, but one of the big reasons is that we don't want the innovation team to be this big top-down group that just kind of pushes new technology onto the company and expect them to adopt it. So what we do is we have a few full-time dedicated people who seek out the best technology, best practices. We also look at areas in the business that are ripe for innovation or areas of improvement. And we work with people in those different functions to create the solutions. At the end of the day, if I'm creating a mobile point-of-sale solution, the person that knows most about what the solution should be is someone who's in the retail store, who works with customers day in and day out, and knows the process and can operate a till. So what that does for us, having this very small internal agency model, is it really embeds innovation thinking throughout the entire organization. What we do is we embed design thinking to everything that we do, and that's, being able to frame the problems correctly, iterate through multiple ideas, know that some of the ideas are going to fail, but then learning and piloting and just having a very collaborative framework of how we solve the problems. And because we have an internal agency model, we've really empowered people down to the store stylist level to really get involved. Of course, everything that our team does has to drive the business forward. So whether it's driving conversion or footfall or traffic, brand value, or even just pushing our internal digital culture, it all ties back to the bottom line. So we do this with 3 key pillars. So the first is best-in-class technology. And it's not just finding the best technology that's out there. It's knowing that sometimes maybe we're not ready to adopt it, or the timing isn't right, or is it something that maybe we just want to build ourselves? And it's knowing all of that and being constantly on top of it. We also make it a key point to cultivate relationships that result in case study level partnerships. So I'm not interested in working with vendors, doing one-off projects, or just having someone who provides us with a service and invoices us every month. We really work to create legacy partnerships that both parties can benefit from and be proud of and create a real story around. And the third thing is constant education. So this is something, the first time I did this presentation, it was just 2 things, the technology and the partnerships. But we added education in because something that I've seen since I joined AllSaints 8 months ago is that education is one of the most, if not the most important parts of innovation. We have tried to roll out many incredible things over the last 6 months. And what we've figured out is that people aren't going to use it unless you are educating them and letting them know what it's going to do for them. At the end of the day, people are embedded into their habits, and if you're trying to change that, then education is definitely key. We're also very lucky to have the implementation framework that we do. At our headquarters in East London, we have a flagship store attached to it, and we kind of use that store as our playground. So anything that we want to pilot or roll out, we test in that store, and then we decide at the end of the pilot program, whether it's 1, 2, 3 months, 6 months, if we want to roll it out. We've also adopted a 100-day implementation framework. So after our CEO saw Peter Fitzgerald speak at Google a couple of years ago, he decided that AllSaints was going to adopt an agile working methodology. So we get things done very, very quickly. Most of the pilots are completed within 100 days, and obviously we take those 100 days to analyze the data, think about the ROI, and think about if we want to roll it out to the rest of the organization. So the aim of this is to become not a fashion company or a retailer, but a digital company that also happens to sell clothes. And to do that, we need a connected culture. And we really believe, as someone said earlier, in working the way we live. And not only being connected to our customers, but being connected to everybody in AllSaints. Like I said, there's almost 3,000 of us worldwide. And while there are many of you here with much bigger companies, it's so important, from the CEO to a stockroom associate in Chicago, that we're all connected. We need simple tools to enable our teams to do this. Tech cannot be the focus, so we never want to hand people a tool or a device, and that's the whole focus of what we're giving them. We need to enable them to do their jobs, and tech just needs to blend into the background. For us, the future of technology is where the lines between tech and brand are very much blurred, and it's not a focus of what we're doing. So a little story. On December 31st, 2013, I was home in New York getting ready to celebrate New Year's Eve with my friends and family, and I was maniacally trying to get Outlook to work because we were trying to sign a deal with Cloud Sherpa to implement Google Apps before year end. And eventually we got it to work, so we committed to rolling Google Apps out to the entire AllSaints organization in 2014. Less than 40 days later, on February 7th, because we moved quickly, the first AllSaints Google accounts were created. And by April 3rd of this year, less than 100 days later, not only was the entire head office on Google Apps, but so were all of our retail stylists and the entire retail team globally in over 10 countries, as well as all of our external partners and vendors. So for the first time, AllSaints has something, thanks to Google, that connects the head office to our stores and vendors. And when I say we're connected to them with push of a button, we really are. We've equipped stores and vendors, as well as head office management, with Nexus 7 tablets, in addition to their Google Apps account. So that's how we communicate, and people are using it. The level of engagement has been so incredible to see. So our CEO will be sitting in a meeting wondering what the Dublin store looks like and if they're ready for the sale that's about to happen. And he'll start a hangout with one of the store managers, and they'll take him around the store, using video chat. And it's really incredible to witness. And this is an example of some of our store managers using Nexus 7 in store, and it was not staged. The thing is, it's not innovation if people don't use it. And obviously, we rolled this out very quickly, and there have been challenges in rolling it out. And again, I'm going to go back to this. Education has been such an important part of embedding Google and new technologies across our business. And people are using it. So I was going to show you a live demo of our retail store manager community on Google+, but they started posting lots of figures and numbers this morning, so I thought it'd be best not to put that on the screen. But if you look at it, there are over 100 store managers globally who are just constantly sharing things that their teams are doing. They're sharing everything from store windows to big sales to just pictures of them hanging out or what they're wearing within uniforms. And it's really, really inspiring to see that sort of change. And I'm focusing a lot on retail here because it's easy to implement Google Apps and get your head office to use it and walk around and see people using Hangouts and Drive and all this. But to get it down to the retail community level is massive, considering these people don't have computers and they're not at a desk and they're interacting with people all day. So I think it's a true testament to what Google's been able to do for us. What Google has really, really helped with, though, and what's been most important, is that today you've heard tons of examples of all the different Google Enterprise products and what it does and how it's helped these businesses internally. So I'm not going to go too far into that. But what it's really allowed us to do is to just, get it together internally. And because we did get it together internally, we're able to accomplish our main goal, which is become a conduit for creative and passionate communities. So whether it's AllSaints Studios enabling emerging musicians and creating content with them and distributing it to our media partners, whether it's my innovation team of two partnering with Decoded Fashion, which we did 2 weeks ago to host a hackathon to enable entrepreneurs, we're actually implementing 3 of the winning ideas into our stores this summer. Or our creative team working with the British Fashion Council and mentoring emerging designers in London. It's really important to us to make an impact on the wider community of creative talent that we support. And we wouldn't be able to do that if we couldn't get our day-to-day jobs done right. So we have Google to thank for that. And I'm going to leave you with a video of how we've implemented Google and what it's meant to us. Thank you.
AllSaints is a digital brand, and we're focused on providing the best experience to our consumer, whether online or offline. I think the really amazing thing about the brand is that it's completely vertically integrated. So we make absolutely everything, whether that's our fashion collection. We have a design team of 34 in-house, creating the imagery or films, building all of our own stores, or indeed the furniture that goes in the stores. We even code our own website.
Not only did we implement Google in our headquarters, we've implemented it in our factories, our stores, and our offices around the globe. Google is essential not only for relationships, but for the products that we make. What used to take thousands of emails is now consolidated into one document in Google Drive. On the product side, all of our vendors are fully connected to our headquarters with their own Google accounts and even their own Nexus tablets.
We have over 100 stores in 10 countries. Over 500,000 people interact with AllSaints every single day. By having my Nexus 7 on the floor, it allows me to essentially be at my desk 24 hours a day. I can access my figures whenever I need to, I can access my floor plan whenever I need to. Any communication that's coming down, whether that be email or Hangout, it's all here, and it's not just me. Any of my management team can interact with it as well.
Nothing could happen if we weren't all connected. You know, to be able to move at the pace we move and to be able to take the creative ideas and execute them and deliver them to our global consumer base, you know, we need to have a set of tools, which we do in Google, that allows us to communicate in real time all of the time.
Our business is collaborative, driven by experimentation, and we need tools that can keep up with us. For us, that's Google.